they're going to try and find their success. And someone, if we're looking for success, it's got to be the top lane. It's Zoom versus the Shy, two of the biggest top laners we've had in the league for quite a number of years now. And these guys are the definition of kind of, you know, the polar opposites. You look at Zoom's champions and the Shy's champions, the only thing they share is the Kale.
Yeah, and I think Zoom for Ultra Prime has been someone who can be relied on as a carry, but also can be put in that tank role and really perform. The Shy so far, the split has been more like, I'm going to carry, I'm going to pick these either counter picks or, I mean, sometimes a blind pick Kale and try and get ahead. But we have also seen that, particularly in spring, everyone will remember the big spree where the Shy was just playing Sion again and again and again and again.
Yep.
Definitely someone who can do it all, but still has those moments. And now we get into draft. Very interesting bans coming out, though Wukong left open, which we don't often see. The trade-off, however, though, is the Zeri gets left open available for the opposite side. And these are the two highest prio champions in the entire league, by the way. These are the two right at the very tip top when it comes to presence through bans and picks. And we're going to see them both, which is rare, as normally at least one of them is banned consistently.
Yeah, and look, the Viego ban honestly comes out as very surprising for me for Ultra Prime. But if you've actually been watching SOFM all split, he's just been playing Viego. It's his most played champion by far. And it's just an interesting kind of dichotomy of just saying, look, SOFM, we're going to call you out. You're not going to get the Viego. We're not going to let you have that. You are going to have to first pick the Wukong. Let's see if you can play it. And we're going to see the Twitch Yumi, the Tom and Jerry combination going into a Zeri Renata. Not as good hard engage coming out from Ultra Prime, but we have seen the Zeri into the Twitch already today, and that was not a fun time.
Yeah, I won't give any credit to iBoy for the Paladin there. Definitely held them back, but it clearly seems like Ultra Prime are like, okay, we leave the Wukong open, and we get to answer with Renata Zeri. Both very potent, high-priority comps. In some people's opinion, Renata is the best support at the moment. Zeri, certainly the best AD carry. But Weibo, like, cool, you do that, we answer. We answer with a lane that should outscale, and if they're able to not get crushed in the early game like iBoy did, should hold up late game. I do like Hacker taking the Sins out. You don't want to put jungle down in the second rotation, it will get banned out. But also, when you're playing into Twitch, the ultimate really powerful because, you know, it's not going to last quite as long as Twitch's ultimate is. I believe Twitch's ultimate is slightly longer, but it'll protect you from a good deal of that damage.
Yeah, and I think the funny thing is we've only seen, just going back onto the Wukong, we've actually only seen SOFM play it once. He's played 10 Viego games this split over the very short amount of time we've been in it, but has not won on the Wukong just yet. We'll see if he's able to make something work here. We see the Gangplank, the Fiora banned away. So again, those top lane menaces coming out to play here as Ultra Prime and Weibo. I wonder if Ultra Prime leave open the Kale to see if the Shy will take it, because we've seen the Nasus pick already, and Zoom is definitely someone who will have that in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Q being the main person bringing it out, but you would think that when Kale was so prominent in the LPL, you would start to prepare those counters. By the way, we see the the Swain come out as a ban from Weibo, denying that from Crying. The Talia is still actually available if you want to pick it up. It did get nerfed a bit, so it's not quite as strong on this patch. I believe they've buff scheduled in the future, but he was so dominant on it. I honestly feel like it's something they could potentially lean towards. I still expect, regardless, mid is going to be the pick here. I actually got in a bit of a different direction. Plenty leaning towards a pretty poke-heavy composition between the Zeri Ws and the Corki. And it looks like they will commit to that Corki mid for Crying.
Looks like they're going to go for it and get that Corki mid going for him, something he was very prolific on. He blinds the Kale. Do it. Pick the Nasus. Pick the Nasus. Do it. Do it. I can't talk about anything else. I need to know what he's going to do. It cripples you so much. I don't see why you wouldn't go for this.
Yeah, and also it works really well into the Twitch as well. Twitch pops out. If you're in range to W him, he loses so much value with his ultimate. Oh, don't do me like this, Zoom.
No, Zoom. No. No! God damn it.
And honestly, it does make me wonder what the game plan is for Ultra Prime. This could be a Murder the Shy game because you have Xin Zhao and Sejuani. It is not fun to play against that as a melee champion in the top lane, particularly a Kale who is like half a melee champion early in the game. That being said, though, I feel like Weibo, the boss side of the map, this Twitch Yumi, we've seen people bring it out as an answer to the Zeri. It is going to scale exceptionally. You have a TF for coverage. You have the best jungler in the game in Wukong. I feel like Weibo should feel confident in this one. You know, as much as the poke might be problematic, you have engaged tools. If Wukong dives on your backline with a Kale on top, not a fun time. If Twitch pops out and Kale ults Twitch, what is the counterplay? What is the response? What can you do?
That is the question we're going to see if Ultra Prime have the answer for. But for Weibo as well, they got to make sure they cross their T's and dot their I's. They cannot just let this game slide and let the pace be dictated by Ultra Prime. If this Twisted Fate does not get out of the lane, if they are not able to, like you said, combo up those Kayle ultimates alongside the strongest jungler in the game, in the Wukong, that's where the game gets a little bit dicey. So for Ultra Prime, it's about disrupting the tempo and disrupting the pace for the side of Weibo and gaining their own advantages out of the opportunities that grants them.
Yeah, and I think they just have to come in. I don't know. I feel like that so much of this game is on Hacker. You know, I would much rather have a Wukong on my team. He also has the SFM also has the TF to pair up with him, whereas the Corki isn't really useful early, isn't really useful until he gets those packages or later in the game. Like Hacker, I feel like top lane is probably the best window. Top lane is where you clearly win the 2v2. I think bot lane might be a bit too volatile to go for. And one of the things I'm really scared of is everyone thinks about like Yuumi plus whoever she's laning with. Yuumi plus jungler is devastating. It's such a threatening combo. You pair up Yuumi and Wukong, like you're just gonna get CC chain for 6 seconds if he jumps on someone. And on top of that, it just means that a champion that's already hard to kill is so difficult to deal with.
Well, Ignite, Exhaust, Hacker trying to get over to the wall, but recognizes he's already dead. And you know what? Yuumi gets a kill. He committed the most summoners. He gets the gold.
You know, rats love cheese, right? And I feel like it's indicative that every single Twitch game, and this is true, every Twitch game, not only do we see them go for cheese, you should be going for cheese. The stealth level 1 is such a powerful tool. We saw it in the previous series when iBoy tried to go mid and pick off Care. Obviously, Care smelt it out and managed to avoid it. But here, yeah, Hacker just posturing a bit too aggressively, not respecting the fact that the Twitch could be there. And then at this point, you're just already dead. If he flashes, he just ends up trading flashes and he ends up prioritizing keeping his own. But a good start. And it is a kill for Yuumi, which a lot of people think, oh, the support got the kill. On just picked up a Dark Seal, so already gonna have something you can stack up into this game, and items on Yuumi are never a bad thing.
Never a bad thing, especially when you're able to kind of, you know, combo them up with Huanfeng on this Twitch, as we see now a little bit of a red buff or a bot lane start, I should say, for both Ultra Prime and Weibo, with Zoom and the Shy. The Shy actually saying, I can take this trade right now because I know you do not have the stun to take me down. So it's just really smart play coming out with the Shy. Norman Kayle does not have this kind of priority at level 1.
Yeah, and we have seen sometimes like the heavy level 1 trades. I remember Rich doing it against Gwen and dying. It was a clip we showed earlier today. So definitely using the opportunity, especially when you have lethal tempo, you can stack it up quite quickly against champions who can't threaten you. And Sejuani really needs like level 2, level 3 to start be able to interact well with a lane opponent.
Now level 2 being hit by Zoom is going to give him a little bit more priority in this lane as they try and make things work for them there. But this is, again, going to come down to the level 6s, you would imagine. Good handshake actually onto On. Going to force him back just a little bit, heal himself. But again, it's a Yuumi, should just be totally fine. And honestly, I like that Huanfeng, again, kind of went with the cold start, recognizing that, look, as long as I can keep myself safe with this Yuumi, I shouldn't really be any danger to be able to stack this up.
Yeah, that's the game plan. We often see longsword start at the moment for 80 carries, just for the extra health potions. But you have Stain for the Yuumi, you should be fine. On taking a fair bit of damage there. And obviously, you know, you can sustain up, but Yuumi is often gated by mana costs, particularly early. And you have to go for your passive to get the mana back, but that means you take damage, which you have to heal up, so can end up backfiring. Now, it looks like a skirmish is coming out here.
SOFM going very aggressive onto Zoom here, who will be able to get the stun down. The Shy is there, and Hacker as well, so it was a little bit of a native 2v2, but SOFM, they're still looking for this one here. They want to try and take down Zoom. They're going to be able to try and maybe burn on top of him, but the Shy goes way so far forward. He's already flashed. They're trying to turn this one around. There will be a gold card very soon. The flash forward is not even needed. They'll land the gold card in the Zoom, and they will take him down. Now Cryan, with no mana, has got a blue buff, but he is being ticked down right now by SOFM. Gold card lands. Smite comes out to give SOFM a little bit more health, and that's a 4-1 in kills now for Weibo.
I'm not sure what I'm more perplexed by, the fact that the Shy flashed in there, or the fact that it worked. And we've seen a heavy trade bot, but Weibo win this.
Xiaoxi, he's going to put the bailout on top of himself, but the Yuumi's already gone in, so he's not going to be able to take him out. Huanfeng, can he get away? He can! Elf flashed forward! He's going to be slowed down. Huanfeng thinking about it, but he doesn't want to get sold up by that empowered auto attack. But at the end of it all, Weibo just slapping Ultra Prime across the map.
Yeah, now Hacker might look for a dive. They still have exhaust, though. This could be really risky, but I think Weibo might just end up backing off. Actually, Huanfeng's staying for the wave. He is playing greedy, and I think it's because SOFM comes and look at the item difference between junglers. SOFM just has a straight sheen over him. It's kind of ridiculous. And we're going to get a top lane replay. So, you know, Zoom takes a lot of damage early on, which I think is the big mistake here. Over trading at the start. But they feel confident in that 2v2. The problem is they end up focusing all the damage onto the Shy, who isn't really the threat. And SOFM is just free hitting here, you know? They get the stun onto the Shy, and then Hack is like, I want this kill, but trades his life. Zoom doesn't have the damage to finish off SOFM, and Cryan ends up sacrificing himself to trade 1-for-1, but it's already such a lost play, and this is why Wukong is so strong. I don't know why you're not respecting it. If you're gonna play through that top lane, top jungle 2v2, focus the Wukong, kill him. He is the threat.
Now the Shy 1, 1, and 2 got a cull as well, so he's going to be able to kind of cash that out in a fairly decent amount of time. And almost level 6 will have the range advantage very, very soon, probably in another wave or so. And this is Weibo. Honestly, the dichotomy of this particular team is so interesting because it is very much a team that can look like this on their day, where it looks like they're a top 4 team. They are absolutely indomitable. There's nothing you can do against them. And then there's other days where they just really don't know how to play the game. But right now, it's SOFM kind of showing that he knows how to play the Wukong.
I mean, this jungler is so strong. And you can see that the thought process was, we will get more if we give over the Wukong. I'm not sure that's the current case. Especially, like, I didn't even get a chance to talk about the bot lane 2v2. I just feel like Ultra Prime are completely mismanaging the target priority. They focused the Yuumi, they ignited the Yuumi, and then Yuumi just jumped back inside Wangfeng. And it's like, well, you've invested all this damage, all this time into killing someone who you can't finish off, and now they're looking.
Destiny Gate, they've already used the cleanse here. The gold card going to come out, going to jump onto Elk. Nicely buffered, though. But Shousty, you may have the flash here, buddy. He's going to hold his trigger finger just for the moment. So, first Destiny Gate comes out. All they get is a cleanse off of Elk. Not bad for Ultra Prime.
Yeah, I'm going to say Ultra Prime managed to get away. It's a misplay, though, from Weibo. They should have stunned Shousty, because what happened is on exhausted Elk, and then Elk cleansed that. And they're like, oh, well, cleanse down. But the thing is, you know, I'm sure they're aware. They just didn't think it'd be enough of a factor. But when you cleanse, you get bonus tenacity for the next few seconds. So the stun card didn't last very long. Elk can obviously just hop over the wall. And because you didn't invest time into Shousty, you don't even get Shousty's flash. At least, if you'd gone for Shousty with a stun card, you would have got Summoner at minimum, if not a kill.
Well, Zoom back in this top side after going off of a back, but the Shy is not having any of his shenanigans. And honestly, the Shy has really favored this KO. We've seen good and bad games from him on this pick, but right now, the Sejuani counter isn't really doing long. It's actually 10 CS down and having a pretty horrible time.
Yeah, I really don't understand the Sejuani pick, in my personal opinion, because I feel like Sejuani, if you pick Sejuani, there's a lot of like safe scaling picks you can take into it. I feel like you should be picking Sejuani, something that can neutralize an aggressive early pick and then be a team fighting prowess. Sejuani's never really going to have enough pressure to do something to kill, and it kind of requires Hacker to make things happen on the top side. And as you can see, they got outmatched in the first skirmish, so now Hacker wants nothing to do with top lane ever again. In fact, Hacker is just going to try and dodge Wukong for the rest of the game. SOFM now level 6. He is scary. It looks like he's going to pair up with the Yuumi on the bot side. This is the pairing that is so worrisome to face again.
Oh, Shousty, you don't know. You don't know, and now you're going to find out the hard way. They don't have a TP to be able to respond to this. Elk's just going to say, look, I'm going to go for the 1v1 against Wanfang. The Ratatat-Tat's going to come out and take him out. That Zeri is dead. Shousty is also going to fall. This game is looking pretty dire for the side of Ultra Prime, and Weibo, they are just rolling over them.
Yeah, I mean, at least on the other side of the map, they're looking to pick up this Herald, and they should be able to secure it. Which, considering, you know, Corki no longer has package at 8 minutes, it's now at 10. Get an early Herald with a Corki in your team is obviously a positive, but it's 7 kills to 1. And this Wukong's so strong. Twitch is ahead of the curve. And that's the difference. It's like we saw in the previous, the earlier series today with the Zeri into Twitch Yuumi. When Zeri got ahead, it was so problematic. When Twitch is ahead, it's just going to be a complete reverse. Wangfeng can just find Elk whenever, go in a stealth, jump on him, and just completely destroy him in the 1v1. You can see here, it's not even close. Yeah. Okay, I mean, I say it's not even close. It is kind of close, but it still felt like Wangfeng had it in the bag.
That's the thing. It was close, but not close enough to make me go, ooh, maybe not. But again, 3,500 gold lead. Dragon now secured. It's a great dragon in terms of singular stats as well. As we can see, Hacker maybe trying to make something happen on the top side. But the Shy has ult, the Shy has flash. You're never going to be able to do anything here. And Zoom, he's already below half HP. Honestly, Hacker can't do nothing right now. I don't think there's any lane he can really meaningfully actually impact because On's going to have exhaust there in a minute on the Yuumi. Gonna maybe look to try and get Angel in the mid lane, but again, there's just not a lot you can do.
I think you could probably kill top if like no one else shows up. You have enough lockdown. Like if you dive onto the Shy, you stun him, and then Zoom follows up with the ultimate again. Like he should go down, but the problem is if you show top, and they're just gonna make a play in the bot lane in return and probably get way more than you. It's a rough position to be in, and especially as this Wukong now has Divine Sundra, he is so scarily strong. Like the first champion to complete the mythic. If SOFM gets on top of you, just die.
Yeah, Cryan is gonna unfortunately find himself in front of a Wukong who, with the Destiny Gate as well, gonna be committed. SOFM's just on an absolute tear. 3-0-4, and this Wukong proves time and time again why you just have to ban it if you're red side. There is no choice in the matter anymore. Oh, Xiaoxi. Oh, Xiaoxi. He's going to end up going down. So is Zeri. That's a double kill. This is Weibo's game for the taking.
And you can see what Huang Feng does is he actually waits to pop his E until he's got enough stacks on both targets to try and secure them both. Gets the double kill. You know, like I even said before, if you get on top of the Shy, proc the stun, then follow up with the ult. Instead, they just throw the ult out. They get a flash. The Shy does not care. His team is crushing across the map. Bot lane, they're going to be able to take so many plates. SFM is here to cover, and actually, they might be able to kill them again before they get to lane.
No Cyclone just yet. They will just see him over the wall. I'm going to say, well,
okay,
something we can't do. The Shy will use his ultimate, has no flash this time around, and will finally go down. They eventually hear what you've been saying, and they do end up punishing that KO on the top side, but they invested a lot of time and a lot of resources just to get that one kill.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, once again, it's a Kale. Kale is just going to scale exceptionally, and the rest of the team are doing so well. They will look to Herald mid, though. Get that mid tier 1 lower and give some gold to Cryan. So, I mean, all things considered, the game is in a disastrous position. At least they're doing something to try and get themselves out of this hole. But you look at the goal differential, it's 4,500. Yeah. SFM's just getting stronger. The Twitch, though, is problematic. Like, they don't have good answers to the Twitch right now. Because ultimately, he has cleanse. He could even go for QSS late if he really needs it, but the only real solution is going to be CC. Killing him is going to be hard because you don't have the damage, but also there's a Kale ult. At some point in the game, I'm going to call it now, Sheen. Wang Feng is going to come out, he's going to appear out of stealth, and he's just going to like one-shot 3 members of Ultra Prime in like 2 seconds. And yeah. I don't know what Ultra Prime could do to prevent that from happening.
Hope and pray that there's a Crescent Guard available.
I mean, that's only going to stop them killing the Xin Zhao. It's not going to help anyone else.
I was going to say, it's not quite a win wall, but we will see now. Both jugglers on this top side. Hacker are going to try and see if he can maybe dissuade SOFM. They're going to put down the passive onto the Monkey King, but again, this is so powerful. Yes, you have your Gore Drinker now for Hacker, but you're already building up towards your second item here for SOFM, and he's just becoming much more of a menace than this Xin Zhao can do. And again and again, we're just seeing the power of this pick coming out. Xiaoxi is on the top side. The Destiny is going to be used. Cyclone comes out as well. The Destiny just used to kind of disengage. You do have access to the hostile takeover should you need it. There's the Destiny Gate. The Goose will get the Glacial Prison out. They flash in, trying to get onto the Shy, who they know doesn't have his ult back just yet. Hacker does have to pop the Crescent Guard, and there is the hostile takeover just to keep him alive for a little bit longer. They stunned SOFM. The wild cards are just that. Why did you stay, Hacker? You had no need, and now your damage isn't really there. Cryan trying to do a little bit, but this Wukong's too big. This Kale is getting too scary, and they all have to back away in a 4v3. It's Weibo who come out on top.
Yeah, there's no way the Hacker should have gone back in there and ends up getting taken down. Really criminal. And ultimately, as much as it looks positive for Ultra Prime, they just don't have the damage. They're 7,000 gold down. Not able to make the play happen. As this was going on, I believe Huang Feng picks a bot lane tower, so the Twitch is now hyper-fed, has the Blade of the Rune King already. And we'll see the replay. So they want to go for this initial play, but Weibo quickly realized as soon as the Destiny is popped, there's too many people there. They don't want this play to happen. The problem is the Shy ends up getting caught up and he can't escape easily. Angel does move over to try and assist, but it's this hostile takeover from Xiaoxi that really turns things around. So I believe Angel starts prepping the card and then selects the stun card, but the hostile takeover is still going through stuns SOFM, which is kind of hilarious. Because obviously you have to be prepping the card before the ult comes down. But in the end, it's still Weibo winning. I can't believe Angel stuns his own jungler, and Weibo still win.
Yeah, with the package though, Ultra Prime do secure themselves the first dragon of the game. It is a Cloud Rift and a Cloud Soul, so you're going to have a lot of very quick rotations coming out here from Weibo. They can get Wukong into a position either top or bot using these little wind tunnels around the map. That could be very, very dangerous. You can see they can't go near him. They can't touch him right now. SOFM is a force of nature, and he needs to be respected.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of after that first fight, you just can't contest him. And the top jungle 2v2 that we said Ultra Prime could come out ahead in has just never existed since then because SOFM's too strong. And whether he goes, Ultra Prime have to leave. So pretty painful overall, pretty difficult to deal with. And Ultra Prime are kind of just fishing for opportunities where they have numbers and advantages. That's what you got to do. You have to find windows, but you outnumber the enemy and you can make a play. The problem, Ashin, is that the enemy team has Twisted Fate, who can easily just join in when you start a fight. And also, they have a Twitch Yuumi who are notoriously hard to track. They can really be, like, unless you're warding deep, which they obviously are struggling to do at the moment, it's very hard to know where Twitch and Yuumi are unless they're literally active on a wave pushing it.
The bigger thing as well is that, look at the item difference between the AD carries. You can't right now because there's a lower third, but there was a full Blade of the Ruined King between Elk and Huanfeng. That was the difference there. They both had a high noon quiver and then whatever else component. There you go. You can see it there. That is just absurd to think about. And we're seeing why the Twitch has kind of been seen maybe as a bit of a counter into this area. What we should have seen in game 1 of FBX versus RA, we are now seeing in full fruition with Huanfeng and On just saying, look, we are stronger. Rift Herald does get the charge down. Xiaoxi is in the backside of this, trying to maybe look for something. They will use the ultimate there to try and just disengage. They get the hostile taker coming in. It will do a little bit of damage, but not half as much as they need. Now the Zeri can turn this one around, and the Wukong is dead. That's a big shutdown going to Corki. Hacker, though, will fall down. Now the Shy flashes forward, and the Shy will rip you down. He will bring his judgment upon you as a triple kill goes over to the Shy in the top side. He now maybe thinks he can go for a quadra kill. He won't quite get it, but it does not matter because it's a full ace for Weibo.
Absolutely crushed them in that fight. Huanfeng does so much damage in the extended trade, and the Shy flashing over the wall for the cleanup. Zoom joins, but the kill ult still there. There's no way they would have taken him down, but honestly, still ends up going down to the tower. But yeah, so we see the Yuumi ult hit so many people, and Huanfeng's so patient with his ultimate here. Just get some autos in a Hacker to stack up the passive. Waits until this moment when Hacker goes in, and the Crescent Guard is down. Basically does kill Hacker, gets Elk super low, and then continues the damage here, and then allows the Shy to come in for the cleanup. And bear in mind, they did all this with the Kale ult still available.
Just good ult there, or good flash, I should say, from Huanfeng. And then,
the
Shy uses his ult for damage.
That was not a good flash. That was not a good flash because you don't die. Your ally is standing next to you with the Kale ult. All you did is you nearly made the Shy die to the ultimate. So I'm actually critical of that flash, but it didn't matter. It just, who cares? It's meaningless. I mean, but no, I disagree with the sentiment. It's a good flash.
No. I disagree with your disagreement because it's the Shy. He ain't ulting you. He ain't giving you that invulnerability. Are you crazy? I mean, you saw him there. It's a damage ability.
Even if he doesn't ult you, I don't think you die there. You got a Yuumi on you, right? You're vibing. You're chilling. Weibo hard chill. It's 16-4. We've just had so many. It's not even just today. Yesterday as well, for anyone who didn't catch it, was just stomps on stomps. And now today we've had, this is the 3rd game in a row that's been a stomp. If this one continues in this trajectory, we could just have like 8 consecutive games in the LPL that are just one-sided crushings.
I mean, the broadcast yesterday, including the hour-long countdown, was 4 hours and 30 minutes. So that's 3 hours and 30 minutes of basically on broadcast time. And now Zoom, he better be getting his zoomies on right now because he is being collapsed upon just by Angel for the moment. But Angel's saying it's fine. I'm going to keep running you down. Don't worry about it. I don't even need gold cards right now. We're just going to go ahead and use the Everfrost.
Oh, no. Zoom thought he had done it. He was like, oh, stun card's been used. I can get out. No. Angel doing a good job of holding the Everfrost there. And I mean, as much as Angel is probably going to take about an hour to kill that Sejuani, the rest of the team were there to finish up and clean up. But now, Fong's looking for a play here, maybe. He doesn't have the Yuumi with him, but there's a TP coming in.
Yeah, Elk and Hacker and the rest of Ultra Prime, to be perfectly honest, need to back themselves away. The Shy has now found Xiaoxi, who does not have flash, has got a hostile takeover, but you don't really be using it here. Tries to right at the end, but it just doesn't get a flash in with the Cyclone. Elk gets himself over the wall with a gold card on the back of his side, but It is still Weibo taking over this game. They're going to be absolutely menacing to deal with. They may not be able to end the game just now, but honestly, 10,000 gold up, Ultra Prime. You're up a creek without a paddle.
Yeah, it's rough. I think is as far as we go. I think the kind of saving grace would be like a big package play or a big hostile takeover. That's one thing. If you do catch like the Shy or Huang Fong when they don't, like if Huang Fong doesn't have cleanse, hostile takeover could actually be devastating. Like I feel like Twitch, especially if his ultimate's popped, and Kale are like two of the champions most destructive with it. But yeah.
Well, Huang Fong and On are going to try and maybe make this one work. There's the hostile takeover coming in, but the final chapter is good enough, and the cleanse gets him out of that now as well. So you are a tanky Sejuani, but the Shy is here. Your bailout shall do nothing. The package is there, but only to try and help Crying get away, because Hacker can do nothing. This game is over. Ultra Prime start thinking about game 2.
Yep, 100%. And what's funny there is that the hostile takeover was actually a bad thing there, because Huang Fong had no one else to hit. Like, it has a target priority, but obviously On is like inside. He's attached to you, so you can't hit On. So all you're gonna hit is Zoom, and hostile takeover also gives you extra attack speed. So he just started pummeling Zoom there, which is quite hilarious. We're gonna see it come out here. So Huang Fong ends up just one-shotting L, like just deletes him from the map, takes the red buff as well. And then here, hostile takeover comes in, but there's no one else to hit apart from Zoom. It doesn't last that long because of the cleanse, but really just doesn't contribute much. And then Chelsea goes down, Aka goes down. It's just a disaster. A little tip, few people watching at home, if you end up in a situation like that, you can put a ward down, and I believe they will hit the ward instead, rather than your teammate, which is obviously a positive.
They will hit any what was it? Anything that isn't an enemy champion or an allied champion if you're the Renata as a priority above you. But if you're only there like the Sejuani, it's just going to keep hitting you, and that's gets you a little bit of extra buff. So yeah, not a great time for the side of Ultra Prime.
Actually, I'm looking at it. It's allied wards, so it hits, not enemy wards. So no, even place the ward wouldn't work. There we go. I was wrong.
There you go. We're all wrong. It's all allied or basically anyone on the enemy team. And Zoom, bye, buddy. I don't know what else to say.
I guess you drop a sweeper so you can try and expose their wards is the only play.
Yeah.
Well, I learned something today about Renata, and I feel like Ultra Prime learned something today about League of Legends.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You see Hacker trying. This game is over. 22 minutes, maybe just under 23, because you have a Kale, you have a Twitch, you have a Destiny Gate coming in, and Shousey has nowhere to go. That's going to be the bailout. Just to give him a little bit more. Yeah, it's a little depressing. It's a little bit much. And even Angel on a Twisted Fate is doing so much damage because he's got a 15-stack Magi's.
Ultra Prime still trying to defend, though. They're still clearing waves.
Auto attack. That was, did you see that? That was one auto attack from onto Crying from the Shy.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage.
Here we go. There we see him coming in now, and trying to pack some back, and this is just them being kept in their own base. The inhibitor turret has gone down. The Nexus turrets have fallen. SOFM is just too tanky. We'll see the ult from the Shy, using it for the damage as it's truly intended on the Kale. It's not a lifeline. It is a way to execute your enemies. Weibo just mop the floor with Ultra Prime in game 1. Look at that. Look at the energy there from Huang Fong. Look at him. Let's go. Let's go.
Look at that Twitch gameplay.